Howdy folks, this is part 2 of the Runcam 2 review, comparing it to the Mobius with the C lens. I've had a bit more time to muck around with the Runcam and I'm really enjoying using it. Now comparing it to the Mobius, I found that the Mobius has a wider lens than the Runcam, but the image is quite a bit sharper as it is from the Mobius. So I set about refocusing the Runcam lens, and I did improve it a little bit, and at the end of this video I'll show you how to pull the Runcam apart and refocus the lens. Quite easy to do. Now I went out and shot some comparisons and stepped through a few of the features of the Runcam. This is the wide view, no gyro, and this is comparing it to the Mobius, which I think still looks a bit sharper, a lot wider, but a little bit sharper as well. So that's back to the normal wide view with no gyro on the Runcam, and that's with the gyro switched on. You can see that it narrows the field of view a fair bit, but it does smooth out the image a bit. This is walking along without the gyro on, nice and jiggly. And now this is with the gyro on, narrower field of view, but it does smooth out the movement a little bit. That's with the gyro off again. You can see it's quite a lot more jiggly. So it does do a little bit. So that's back to the normal view. And that's on narrow view now, just showing the different field of view. Normal field of view again, and this is the G sensor flipping the image after 1 second. Quite an interesting feature, this one, but I don't really need it. Now I'll show you how to take it apart and adjust the lens focus. First of all, you undo the 2 screws for the little lens hood, and then 4 screws in the bottom of the casing. Just undo them and the casing comes apart. Then you can lift the whole unit out, lift that little clamp bar on the ribbon connector, and then the lens just pulls out. Now the lens is held by that little bead of glue, so you just need a sharp knife to get in there and peel off that little bead of glue, and then you just put it all back together again. I've got a little mark on here, scratched a little mark for the original focus and on the lens, and I found I needed to rotate it 2 millimeters clockwise. Now it's only quite a small adjustment, a couple of millimeters, but it did make a difference. And this is before I did the refocusing. Still a pretty good image, but could be improved a little bit. And this is after the refocusing. I think you may not be able to see this on YouTube, but I can see it on my lovely big Mac Retina display. Definitely looks sharper. Now the way I use these cameras often is that as a hat cam, so that I can talk and narrate while I'm flying, and this is about where it sits. So the Mobius records the audio really well, even a little bit too sensitive. I've actually put a little bit of foam in front of the microphone to try and reduce the volume a little bit so it doesn't over level. And now I'll show you what the Runcam sounds like. So now I put the Runcam, and you can see I'm talking quite closely to the camera to make myself heard at all. I'll put it about here. It'll kind of work, I think, but it's nowhere near the volume of the Mobius. If you're doing something like that, it's definitely not going to be loud enough to record the volume. So my final sum up of the Runcam 2. I really like this camera. I'll use it for widescreen FPV and HD recording at the same time, powered off the flight battery. That's something you can do a lot easier with the Runcam than the Mobius. The Mobius is definitely sharper. If the Runcam lens was as sharp and as wide as the Mobius, this would be unbeatable as a camera. It does 60 frames a second, Mobius only does 30, that's fantastic. Really love the on-screen display, changing of the menu items through your FPV goggles, another good feature. I really like the changeable batteries and the bright orange protective case. And the Wi-Fi capability with the smartphone app is another great feature as well. Thanks GearBest for sending it for the review. Check out the description for the purchase link, and thanks for watching.